Hi, I'm Jeff from Carolini's College, and we're going to continue our journey through the Understanding by Design framework. In the last unit, we talked about stage 1, identifying our desired results, and now we're going to look at stage 2, criteria for evaluating and assessing to determine if we can indeed demonstrate those desired results. Let's take a look at the template form. We are in stage number 2 of the document where we determine acceptable evidence. Before we get into that, we need to take a quick look at stage 1 and remind ourselves the information that we recorded there. So let's scroll on back. And we have different goal types. In this section we have acquisition goals, knowledge and skill, and a code in the left column to enumerate it. Then we have meaning types of goals and their codes in the left column, and transfer goals and their code numbers in the left column. We will use those frequently in the next section. So let's take a look at what's in here. On this first section, we have performance tasks. A performance is a novel, authentic, genuine, kind of real-world demonstration that a student would provide to really show that they know what they're doing. It could be an actual performance, like a musical instrument or a dramatic recitation, or it could be more academic in terms of a report or a presentation about a topic, applying that knowledge to a real-world kind of situation through skills or through knowledge. We use the word performance generically to indicate one of these larger real-world authentic types of tasks. And then the other section here is called Other Evidence, and this is where we would put more traditional types of evaluations with quizzes, exams, multiple choice, fill in the blank. Good for the acquisition goals, maybe not so good for the transfer goals. Anyway, we're going to fill those out in great detail. So let's take a look at the performance tasks I have listed here. I have 2 of them, and in the left-hand column we can see different goal types listed. And you'll remember the numbering convention, I hope. The T indicates that it's a transfer goal, Q indicates it's an essential question, U indicates it's understanding, S indicates it's a skill. These result codes correspond to stage 1, where we identified the results that we wanted to get. In my example here, there are 2 types of performances, and they are explained in the document. Let's take a closer look at my performance tasks. This might help inform how you design your performance tasks. The first one, analyze another student's program and write an evaluation. Determine program correctness, clarity, robustness. This is a very general description of a task. There's no specific goal, there's no specific right answer. It's more of, can you understand what somebody else made and can you describe it? And it is by applying the understanding and transfer goals and skills to show that yes, indeed, you can interpret what somebody else has created in this task. This does not fit in with a normal quiz or exam where there's multiple choice or right answers. In this case, it's up to the instructor to decide how well the knowledge was applied. Let's take a look at my second performance task. Design, document, and develop a working computer program to solve a problem which students have not seen before. For this unit, make a program to calculate the amount of feed for an animal based upon its breed, its fitness level, and weight. All right, so here we are creating something anew, something a student hasn't seen before. This is a good way to demonstrate the transfer skills, applying them in a new situation, in this case, feeding animals. Again, the instructor will have to decide upon the correctness. There's not right and wrong answers here so much. Yes, the calculations could be wrong, but the way that you go about arriving at those calculations can be varied and will require good application of the transfer skills and understandings. Since these performance types of tasks don't lend themselves to right and wrong answers, it's up to the instructor's interpretation of the student performance. But we want it to be more specific than just, yeah, it was good, nah, it could have been better. We should be more accurate with our assessment. So the next section of this document, I'm sorry, not the next section, we have to skip to the end of this section and see this grading rubric. This is a breakdown of all the different ways a performance might be assessed. In any type of rubric, you have a scale, in this case columns. From the left is exemplary and to the right is no evidence, and you can assign different point values depending on your needs, but the idea is exemplary earns more points, the no evidence earns 0 points, and the others something in between. The rows of this rubric then are the individual criteria. Each criterion has a name and then a brief statement explaining what kind of performance would merit that type of rating. And you can see that this rubric goes on for quite a while. There's a lot of information that's stored in here, and it's up to the instructor then to assess each of these individual criteria for the student performance. And then a grand total can be calculated. This lets students know how they will be graded. This helps instructors be consistent and makes the whole assessment of a performance less of a judgment and more scientific. Finally, we have this section entitled Other Evidence. These are the non-performance tasks, other ways to assess whether a student has understood the material. In this case, these types of other evidence would be quizzes or exams. In my case, I have a couple that are identified with a skill, with the S code. Students need to submit their assignments using one of these skills. These other evidence types of assignments are more aligned with a yes, no, right, wrong answer, and so it makes it a whole lot easier to grade and a whole lot less mystery for a student about how they'll be graded, but at the same time, not the best way to demonstrate the higher level transfer types of goals, but an excellent way to demonstrate the skills and knowledge, other acquisition types of goals. And that's what you do. Identify the different ways to evaluate, group them in a performance style task, putting the student in a real world novel type of situation, or another type of assessment, probably a traditional style quiz or exam with multiple choice. It's up to the instructional designer to determine which is which, and this template form helps you categorize them appropriately. I'm Jeff from Carlene's College. Thanks for taking a tour through Stage 2.